Hello, hello. We are live on YouTube and Twitch. We are going to be wrapping up the inputs and outputs section of Boot.dev. We're going to be talking about a zombie apocalypse and answering web dev career questions. So if you guys have web dev career questions, feel free to ask in chat. I'm going to go ahead and start with a 3-minute ad break for Twitch. And as we wait the 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and switch accounts. But what's up? Happy Friday. All right. I got 3 minutes. I can no longer see chat for 3 minutes. We're switching accounts. And if you want to hear music, you can hear it on Twitch. If you don't want to hear music, we have no music playing on YouTube. Okay. Cool. We have boot.dev refresh. Make sure we're authenticated. Loaded. All right, let's go. We are on piping. Nice. Then let me load the chats. We'll post in Discord, and we'll just chill for maybe first 15 minutes. All right. What's up, Jake? Happy Friday. How's it going? Been rotating between like a home workout and going to the gym. I got a strength to my wrists. I don't know if I screwed them up when I fell on black ice or not. I'm hoping I didn't. Because I had surgery on my wrist. I'm hoping I didn't undo that. So I'm going to strengthen my wrist so I can do heavy weights, but I'm getting some pressure on my left wrist. Kind of hurt. Or kind of hurts. When I fell, my right wrist hurt a lot. Took a little bit to heal, but what's going on? I want to make sure my corrected my sitting posture too, though. I gotta focus. For a while the keyboard didn't bother me, but maybe it is the keyboard. I got some old pads out that I think now the alignment's good. We'll see. We'll give it a few days. But I'm doing a lot of wrist exercises now because I want to start hitting the bag too again. All right, let's load up YouTube. It's not. I changed the. Oh, I updated the wrong one. Okay. I keep doing that. Let me change the title. All right, there we go. All right, everything looks good. Let's grab the link and we'll post it in Discord. Oh, Apocalypse. Okay, CA. Keep my spell on that. All right. Publish. Looks good. We don't need this. Bring this over here. And then pop out chat, and I think we are good to go. Twitch ads should be done on YouTube as well. There's the chat. There we go. All right, cool. What's up, Patrick? My day's pretty good. How was yours? I'm quite good actually. Done workout earlier, and I'm glad that I'm sticking with it whole month. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. What'd you do for your previous workout? I hope your wrist will be better. Thank you. I do too. Because I'm not getting surgery again. If I would have known the crap and the scar tissue that would have came from that surgery, I never would have gotten wrist surgery. That took months to heal. Like I was immobilized, well, my left arm for months, many months. That was annoying. Unless, like, I can't even put any pressure on my wrist, I am never getting that surgery again. I'll build my muscle around it. Because I screwed up a tendon. Long time ago. My dumbass thought I wanted to go to the military. And I wanted to do really good for the physical fitness test. And then I pushed myself. And then I realized that I had previously torn my TFCC tendon. It's TFC or TFCC, something like that. I never would have got that surgery if I knew the recovery for it. But we'll see. Whew. My wrists are feeling better. It's kind of weird. I did wrist exercises. I thought they'd be like really sore, but they're feeling better after it. I think, honestly, I just need to strengthen my forearm, man. Like, I have not been consistent with weightlifting. I haven't been going heavy in 2023. I think my muscles are just weak. Right? I think they're just weak. I'm looking forward to building them up. Since I'm too fat for now, I'm just doing some stretching, cardio, and light calisthenics. Cool, man. That's awesome. It's all about making progress. And, you know, I'm sure you know just as much as anyone, really just comes down to, like, giving a shit about your health and making conscious food choices and stuff like that, and getting a good night's sleep and just taking care of yourself. That's the beauty of, like, working out. Like, you start caring about taking care of yourself. You're like, this whole idea, this mentality of, like, I only have one body. Maybe I should be careful about what I put into it, you know? It starts to matter more when you start working out. That's what I love about it. Good man, been working with React, still beginner. Okay, nice. Using props with map really does save a lot of code. Hell yeah, man. How you liking React? And we will, I think I'll go over it later, but we're going to go over some of the community's strategies of how they would survive a zombie apocalypse. We'll keep names anonymous because these messages will self-destruct when we come up to a new topic. And I already have the topic in mind for next week. It's going to be different. I'm going to, like, change the type of topic. We're not going with I mean, it could be a controversial one. It's not like controversial, like political or social, but it's more of like, I think it's still slightly controversial. And hopefully we can get some people to, like, critically think about what the hell they're doing here. It should be fun. Well, sleep is still a struggle for me, but I also changed my diet and I feel much better. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm still working on my sleep, and it's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better every single week for me. I'm fine with slow progress. Just don't revert. Don't revert. And I'm happy with that. All right. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. Let's pull this over here. We got our terminal. We got Boot.dev. We have everything we need. What's up, Lil Saf? How you doing? Always felt like, I'm swollen or something. And now it's much better. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of swelling, a lot of inflammation. You know, as you get older, you just notice it a bit more. I do think, like, as you get older, you get a little bit more self-aware of your body. Was watching your mentor broadcast this afternoon. What's a mentor broadcast? What's up, Renee? How you doing? Yeah, alcohol was a big one for inflammation for me. And my diet, man, just eating. I just really eat like a lot of meat. A lot of meat, vegetables, a lot of red meat has helped reduce the inflammation. But I dumped a lot of carbs. I will eat rice and potatoes. I think rice is a bit more inflammatory, but I will eat like keto bread. Yeah, the carbs I eat are pretty much like keto bread, potatoes, and brown rice. And I think the rice is the most inflammatory, but I rarely ever dump crappy carbs into my body. Because I feel the inflammation. Like I go to Taco Bell, I feel the inflammation. For sure. No doubt about it. It's interesting watching a junior make mistakes as a junior. Okay. I still have no idea what you're talking about, but cool. Hey, I'm glad you liked it, man. I'm so close to 30 now, and it's time to get in some better physique. Yup. Yup. Yes, it is. Yeah, 29, I was in really good shape. 30 is when it went downhill a little bit, and then it started going downhill ever since. Built up some bad habits around that time. I don't drink for like 2 or 3 years already, just very occasionally. I just don't feel the need to drink. Awesome. Don't feel the need, don't do it. Not worth it. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm feeling pretty good. I should record a couple videos today because Monday is rolling around and I have no videos prepared. I have no videos prepared whatsoever. What topic do I want to talk about? I had a topic in mind. You know what I should do? All right, glad to hear it, Lil Saf. Monday is the 27th, and then we start our sponsorship series with Scrimba. And I think I have a good idea of what I want to do with the videos in February. But we're going to have like 4 weeks of a lot of dev advice. Or like not just dev advice, but it might be some like like we might talk about like habits and stuff like that. We'll see. But I think I want to come up with some topics, mostly of like how to best prepare self-taught developers as much as you possibly can be prepared. Kind of like a self-taught developer survival guide. That's what I've been thinking about labeling it as. So next week, we can probably... So tonight, I'll probably record a video just talking about how the progress went with I don't know, as I'm trying to like build a lot of better habits and then talk about what's coming in February. We'll just do an update and then we'll jump into a bunch of dev advice next week. I like that. I like that a lot. Should be fun. Easy video too. I don't really have to plan it. I kind of just wing it. Whatever's on my mind. Like I'll have like a really basic outline, but I think that's the plan. And then I'm really hoping, like I said, Q1 is when I want to release my course. I would like to... I'd like to offer kind of like a 1-month mentorship thing with the course to help people who have been struggling with the job search but are also taking it very seriously. Not lazy people, like people that are like every single week. They got a solid strategy, and their strategy might be ineffective, and we'll point that out. We'll try to rework that, but it'd be cool to grab people from the community, and of course, I'm going to charge for this, but it'd be cool to grab people from the community that are very serious about the job search. Let's like really get this down. And then I'll have them test out my course, and then I'll probably launch a like kind of a finished version after that, after I get all the feedback from them. That's the plan. And then I have other stuff in mind, but like if I just get that done, everything done by March 1st, minus all the extra stuff I want to get done. Like if I just get that done, I think I'd be happy over the next month. What's the course going to be about? Essentially career services, a job hunting course. It's my bread and butter. It's what I know very well. My headset just went out. It's good. I've been doing a full stack Code Academy course. My headset talks to me. Hold on. Okay, we're back. So it's been good. I've been doing a full stack Code Academy course. So far, the idea of components is really cool to me. Right now, working along the newest free code camp React video. Feels like I grasp props. Okay, nice, man. You've built some stuff before you jumped into the React one, right, Patrick? Solid plan. You'll have a tested idea, and such a mentorship is very valuable. Yeah, exactly. I think most people are going to find a lot more value out of like personalized mentorship. It's just a thing. Like, it's just the case. Not everyone can afford it, but you'll find more value out of it usually if you find a solid mentor that works for you. Or yeah. But yeah, again, like it'll help. I'll get feedback and iterate on the course, and they'll have access to the updated versions of the course, so they could just like relook at it. I think it'd be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. But I finally have like a bit of a financial runway where I'm not, barely scraping by. For January and February, I'm pretty solid, so it's looking really good. All right. So I'm going to interact with chat. We're going to keep going back and forth. We're going to finish the input output, and then we'll go over to zombie stuff, and we can do a little bit of a Q&A, but let me go ahead and post this in chat. If you have web dev career questions, feel free to ask me in chat. Let's pin that. Let's pin that. All right, cool. We are good to go. Let's dive in. Everything looks good. Cool. One of the most beautiful things about the shell is that you can pipe the output of one program into the input of another program. With this one simple concept, you can run incredibly powerful automation tasks. The pipe operator is a character that looks like a vertical line. It's usually in the same key as the backslash. Above the enter key, the pipe operator takes the standard out of the program on the left and pipes it into the standard input of the program on the right. Let's take a look. WC, ooh, copy thing. WC, what is WC? Word count. Thank you. Okay. So we probably need a flag, right? Okay. So it's like 3. I have no idea what that represents, but we'll do W for words, probably. Okay. So it's not a character count, I don't think. But Here are the number of the words, so we piped it. In the example above, the echo command sends, have you heard the tragedy of death Pelagus the Wise to standard out. However, instead of that text being sent to your terminal, the pipe operator pipes it into the WC word count command. WC command counts the number of words in the input it receives. The W flag tells word count to only count words. This only works because of the word count command. Like most shell commands, can optionally read from the standard input instead of a file path. Optionally read. Okay. We need to figure out just how many transactions Bob has. Can we do like cat word count? No. Okay. We need to figure out just how many transactions Bob has been involved in. Bob's looking sus for real. Use the grep command to find all lines and all the transactions that include the word Bob. You want to include all of the files in transactions directory, but not the files and backups. Use the exclude directory. All right, so you want to include all the files. So will grep return grep Bob? And let's go. We're in bin already. But not files in backup. Oh, whoops. So actually, let me look at capital R. Forgot what that is. Recursive. Okay. Searches subdirectories. Got it. Okay. I was just trying to type it before I looked at the actual command. Okay. So we need quotes, and then we're going to do private transactions, exclude directory backups. Exclude directory. Okay. So backups in any subdirectory. Pipe the output of that command into wc-l to count the number of lines. So let me just see what this does. Cool. Okay. And then wc-l to count the number of lines, paste the number of transactions, paste a number. Oof, that's a lot of transactions. Bob, you gotta stop spending, my dude. All right, let's go. What's up, Dewey? Happy Friday. How you doing, man? I don't want to cat a file. I want to cat the file or the program word count and see if I could see the code. What's up, Anonymous? How you doing, man? How's it going? Happy Friday. But yeah, I figured out I can't do that. But that's what I was trying to do. Interrupt. Sometimes a program will get stuck and you want to stop it. Common reasons for this are you made a typo in the command and it's not doing what you want. It's trying to access the internet, but you're not connected. It's processing too much data, and you don't want to wait for it to finish. There's a bug in the program causing it to hang. In these cases, you can stop the program by pressing Ctrl-C. This sends a SIG-INT signal to the program, which tells it to stop. Inside the world.bonk private bin directory, there's a program called malicious. Sounds scary. As a good security auditor, and knowing that you are on a secure system with no internet access, you want to see this what this program does. Go ahead and run it. All right, here we go. Uh-oh. You will run it forever if you let it. Use Control C to send a int signal to the program and stop it. Paste the last line of its output into the text box and submit your answer. Doing pretty good. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. All right, kill. Sometimes a program is in such a bad state or is so malicious that it doesn't respond to the sig int, in which case the best option is to use another shell session. New terminal window to manually kill the program. Okay. Kill PID. PID stands for process ID. Every process that's running on your machine has a unique ID. The process status command can be used to list the processes running on your machine and their IDs. I don't know if I want to run that because I don't, again, until I run it first, see what leaks. Any IPs that are leaking. I don't know. I don't know if I want to leak. I don't know if I want to show that. You did some digging and found out that the malicious program actually is another mode force. Run the program again in force mode. Try to kill the program using Control-C. You should be able to kill it. Copy the line that was printed to your terminal when trying to kill the malicious program with Control-C, but do not submit it yet. Okay. Open a second terminal and pipe. Okay. So that's fine. I could show this, and we'll open up a second terminal. Private. Crap, what was it? Private. Well. All right. We'll do... I actually forgot the file path. Private bin. Thank you. All right, bin. Okay. So we have... Okay, force... That's awesome. All right, so I should be able to open... This is not iTerm. I forgot about that. All right, we're going to open up a new window over here. All right, so we're doing secret stuff over here. So try to kill the program, and we're going to copy and paste this. You bastard. Open a second terminal window and pipe this thing, the output of PS aux. Okay, PS aux into grep malicious dot projects world bunk private bin malicious.sh. Okay, so we have the ID. You'll probably get two results, one of the malicious program and one of the grep command itself. Make sure you use the correct PID. Okay, that is the malicious one. Okay. I did not get the grep one. Interesting. Make sure you use the correct and that you don't miss any characters. You don't want to accidentally kill a system critical process. Once you have the PID, it should be a number like blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Let me look at the... Okay, the PID is actually smaller. I was going to use the wrong ID. So there's the ID. All right, we're going to try it. Let's see. No such process. Uh-oh. No such process. What the? Uh-oh. The ID keeps changing. What'd you do to me, Lane? All right, I'm doing PS aux. Okay, maybe I got it here. We'll see. Got it. Fuck you. Huh. So that didn't work, actually. Using grep seemed to give me the wrong PID. I had to just use PS aux through the list to get the correct ID. Cool. With control of your terminal restored, submit the message. Or submit the message the malicious program printed, which you should have copied, which I did not. Fuck. Ha. Nope. All right, we do it again. Let's do it. There we go. I actually don't remember if I copied it, but we'll do... There we go. Nope. Read. Once you've... To a new prompt. Oh, the message that the thing... Okay. All right, there we go. Thank you. HackerRank is so cool. You told me last week, and it's best resource for problem solving. What? I recommend like Code Wars and stuff. Hacker, what? Did we talk about it? I might have like mentioned it, but there are a lot of different resources. I'm glad you like it. I usually don't recommend HackerRank though, but I'm glad you like it. Yes, I did build things. The Code Academy course always finishes subjects with a project or two. I'd also take the subject matter and use it to do something locally. Helps a ton. Awesome, man. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Yeah, as long as you're getting out of that original course and you're building your own projects before you even jump into React. I'm assuming you mean you didn't just build tutorial projects with it. You actually like built your own, right? Before you jumped into React. If so, it sounds like you're pretty well set for it. Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I was thinking, Dewey. Because I do remember it being used pretty often for interviews, but... Run PS aux grep malicious? Why would that be different than PSOX? What's the difference? I just had a phone screening for a web producer. It's an independent branding marketing company that works with Xbox. Blah, blah. Okay, interview coming up. They want to see if I know CSS and JavaScript. I'm kind of nervous since it's my first tech interview. Yeah, that's exciting, man. Have fun with it. That's awesome. Just like going and dude, that's such a good opportunity to like finally talk with industry professionals and get a feel for the interview too. That's awesome. Have fun with it. Happy Friday, Jessa. How you doing? It is Friday. I'll record a video after this. But I got some shit to do today. I want to try to give myself Sunday off. I think I'm going to stop forcing myself to work on Sunday because I do getting a little bit... I'm not as productive during the week. And I do think part of it is because I just keep doing this 7 days a week. And I'm not someone that like can do that very well. Not yet. So I might give myself Sunday off. That sounds good. grep uses regex, so you don't have to match the entire string. PSOX alone usually just returns too much info. No, I know what grep does. So this is, hold on. So this is the command. I'm not sure if you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying why use the word run? Right? So what is the difference between PSOX and then grepping malicious.sh? What is wrong with that? So what you're saying is, oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, let me clear this. What you're saying is run. This is what I ran. So what exactly are you saying? Because this did not give me the proper PID. I was just seeing if it might have had bad escape when you have non-letter characters. Bad escape. What do you mean by bad escape? So you're saying, okay, so the word run is irrelevant in your point. What you are saying is to do malicious like this. What is wrong with .sh? What do you mean by bad escape? I don't think you're given enough context. Have to escape using a backslash. Okay. Let's do this. Let me move this. I will show you what I was doing. All right. So we are going through all right, so malicious.sh, right? So we run it, doing scary stuff. We can't cancel it. No, we run it with force. Now we can't cancel it. Cool. So here, we just do that. So we had PS aux. We're piping that into grep, which is going to search for malicious.sh. So we're going to try a few different versions of this, right? So we have ps aux. We have 2 IDs now. I believe it was giving us this before, but now this works. So what was happening before, even though it was forced, this is the correct search for it, but it actually was not popping up with this, which is interesting. It was only popping up with this. And I think that's the problem. I'm wondering why this didn't pop up. That's interesting. I don't know. Oh, you should Google straight, but I understand that you're saying to escape the character, but why, Dewey? When we don't need to. I guess I'm wondering where you're going with this. Like what is the issue with the command psaux grep malicious.sh? Is that exactly what it means when we're tossing in grep? So is it reading it as regex? Are you sure? Like, are you saying this is 100% reading this as regex? And that it's reading the period as every character? Are you 100% sure about that? Because if that's what you mean, I definitely want to know. Gotcha. No. So this command, this command's fine. Okay, gotcha. I was wondering if I'm missing something, but it looks like this command is fine. It looks like we should be able to do malicious.sh. But again, the problem was, like, this is the only thing that was popping up. I don't think this was popping up. And I think that's what the problem was. Because every time I like tried to grab the ID. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, every time I try to grab the ID, it just could not kill it. I had to do the ps aux and then search for the entire thing. I'm not sure why that was. Like, if I go... Maybe I'm just mistyped something. Oh. No, that was it. Wait, is that... Did I love the up arrow. Why did I do this? Wait, what? There's no way I typed this. There's no... I typed this. I'm just a dummy. Yeah, no, I'm just stupid. Yeah, that's all that is. Okay. That is not the correct search parameter. I'm surprised that anything came back. That's crazy. Okay, let me bring this back. There we go. All right, moving on. Pro tip, press Control R, it's reverse history search. Let's just go step by step. These are a lot of commands already. I'm sure a lot of people will have kind of tips on how to navigate this and kind of do some advanced search features and special parameters and hotkeys to speed through some of this, but I do feel like there's going to be a certain amount of information that I think you might think is helpful that isn't. This is already a big list of commands that I'm probably gonna have to run through just to kind of get that down. But let's just like go through some of the commands that are being taught with Boot.dev. And then like, a month, two into it, maybe we kind of like dig into it and we're using these commands a lot more often. And I kind of had these commands down. Then we could start doing some of the advanced stuff. You're just excited. Okay, you really like this stuff. Because I feel like here's my take on it. I do feel like there are a lot of people really knowledgeable with the command line, and they do get excited about this stuff. But as a beginner, I can promise you, this is a lot of information to take in. And I am going to forget like half of it. 100% I'm going to forget half of it. You're going to see me running through this slowly, and that's okay. But a month down the road, 2 months down the road, I'm using these. I'm going to want to speed through it a bit more. That's how I work. But yeah, it's already a lot. I feel like if we go through... If I go back and go through a lot of the commands that we've been using, or if I was tested on all these commands, which I wish they would do that in this course, where they would test on a lot of these commands just to refresh your knowledge. I'm going to have to go back and review some of these. You're right, it's a lot. I forgot it took me years to build up this muscle memory. No worries, no worries. I appreciate the intention. I know it's good intention. I just want to be careful that I don't get overwhelmed with it. You know what, Dewey? Have you ever... It'd be cool. I don't know if you've ever streamed. It'd be really cool to see you just like stream and fly through some of this stuff. I think that'd be fun to watch. Because I feel like people that just have some speed to it are... It's kind of like Primogen, to be honest. Like people that have some speed to it are actually a lot... they're a lot of fun to watch them kind of just navigate with a command line, or it's Vim or whatever. Might consider streaming it. That'd be cool to see. Unix philosophy. The Unix philosophy is a simple set of principles that have guided the development of Unix-like operating systems for decades. It can be summarized as writing programs that do one thing and do it well. Write programs to work together. Write programs to handle text streams because this is a universal interface. Okay, write programs that do one thing and do it well. This is why programs like ls, grep, and less, I don't even remember less, exist. They do one thing and they do it well. They don't try to do it too much. ls lists files and directories. Grep searches for text, and less displays text. And then less is like a summary for text, right? So if we do like less for 2024, 110 log, that's everything. But if we do like cat, what is the difference between less and cat? Backward move. Okay, better memory management. Cat concatenates files and prints results. Oh, cool. You provide only one file, you see the content. It becomes powerful when you provide multiple files. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I'm nowhere near as good as Prime, haha, but I know enough to get around. Yeah, Prime's up there for sure. But I really want to get more comfortable moving around the command line. It kind of feels cool. It does. But it was just one of those things. And Git is another thing, which I'm excited to jump into the course. But command line especially is one of those things where I kind of just shied away from it and always used a GUI just because I felt like I was always trying to learn JavaScript. Get better with that. And then when I had deadlines as a web developer, I wanted to, I don't know, you got to pick and choose the things that you want to try to get good with pretty quickly. And I let the command line stuff go. I did not get comfortable with it. I think it's pretty cool though. So 2, write programs to work together, because at least according to the Unix philosophy, programs should do one thing and do it well. It's easy to write programs that work together. For example, you can use grep to search for text in a file and then pipe the output of grep into less to display the results interactively. Very cool. So we'll just look for 2024 log. So we grep that. We get all those lines. It just makes it interactive so I can hop around. So we get to like press space bar and okay, that's cool. You'll get there, just take more reps. Yeah, for sure. And, you know, Dewey, feel free to remind, like, if you see me, like, leaning on GUI, where you're like, you know what? Don learned some command line stuff that he could probably do this with command line. Feel free to, like, say, hey, you should try us with command line, because I do need the reps. I do. Just got to be deliberate about integrating it. Yep, 100%. What's up, Mustafa? Or Mustafa? Do you stream every day? No. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. Central Time, usually. If you really want to work more on the back end, the command line is a must, and yeah, for sure. Non-tech friends look at you like you are a top hacker master when you use tutorial. That's true. I don't care about non-tech friends. I just don't. I used to like show them what I could. I actually used to show them what I could do. I don't care. I don't care about their opinion about like what I can do in tech. I don't. I just don't care. I don't think it's like a negative thing. I don't care. But I do think you do earn a bit more respect from backend developers, not just backend, just developers in general, being more comfortable with the command line. Write programs to handle text streams, because that is a universal interface. This point is more the how of a previous point. Programmers work together easily when they all use the same interface, text streams. A text stream is just a sequence of characters that can be read or written sequentially. In other words, a text stream is just text. This harkens back to the point where we talked about at the beginning of this course. The shell is a command line text interface. Text-based interfaces are much more powerful and extensible than graphical interfaces. That's why developers have been using them for decades, and why what we can do with them looks like magic to the uninitiated. Which of the following does not follow the Unix philosophy? Why? You making fun of World of Warcraft? Huh? Why did you include this in here? I want to know why. They'll almost kick you out of the Mac store if you pull up a terminal. Really? What could you do? Like, it's localized. You can't use sudo. You don't have the password. I suppose you could, like, wouldn't they lock their permissions down to like a read only? Couldn't you And Dewey, maybe you know this, but couldn't you lock the permissions a bit to like let them play around in the command line? Like, what could you realistically do? But could you lock it down, Dewey? They're so GUI focused. They're weirded out if you go into the CLI terminal. I'm curious. Couldn't you lock that down? I'm trying to think. Like, again, I don't know a lot of commands. You can, but Apple doesn't want to take that chance, assuming they lock everything down. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know what you could play around with. Like, even with the models, what do you? They probably just have some default apps that you can play around with. They probably have some like dummy data that you can play around with. Maybe I don't know, like with spreadsheets and docs and. I don't think I've gone. You know what? I don't think I've gone to an Apple store ever. Like if I buy products, I just buy them online. I don't need to like go in and try it out with apps that I can't even install. I just need to look at what other developers recommend. Or what other, like if I want to do anything else with my Mac, I just look at what other people recommend. I don't think locking everything down is as simple as people think. People are devious. It might not be. I just don't go into those stores. It's not the Mac way. It might not be. Hey, what's up, Parody? How you doing, man? Okay. I get why they're a bit nervous about it. Which is the more powerful interface, at least from an extensibility and interoperability standpoint? What does interoperability mean? The ability of computer systems or software to exchange and make use of information. Okay. Do you guys, let me ask you this. Everyone that's here, and I think everyone can answer this question. Do you guys enjoy talking about the different LMs that come out and the capabilities and limitations of them? Like, for example, what was, like, are you guys interested, do you guys actually, like, look into what DeepSeek R1 provides? Or like if a new ChatGPT version comes out or Claude version. Do you look into that? Are you guys curious about that? Because I've been thinking about like creating an AI channel on my Discord where people can talk about it. But not if they don't care about it. Honestly, haven't spent enough time reading about AI. I feel like I should though. I think I want to keep up with it a little bit more. I guess I have been recently. But I'm pretty excited to see good open source models come out. Like, I am all for that. And I am all for giving OpenAI the middle finger. And I think that's interesting. My brain is usually just so fried after work, generally don't get the motivation. You know, Dewey, that's why I quit my job. That's why I quit my dev job. I have a lot of things I'm curious about, a lot of things I want to learn. And like, just kind of growing and learning about a bunch of different, like it, part of it was I wanted to be a content creator and I wanted to be an entrepreneur and give that a shot. But another thing is like, you only have so much time of the day and you're going to make sacrifices to your life if you want to learn a bunch of stuff. And I feel like I can just take random days out, chunks out of my day to just be curious. And I could even do it with you guys if I want. And it's like I still like gain money from that. That's another reason I'm not incredibly excited to go back to a dev job. It's like, dude, when I want freedom, I get freedom. And I can like do bulk of my work and front load it and then kind of give myself a little bit of peace. Like these last 2 weeks, I've had a little bit of peace. And I've gotten to explore, gotten to read books. I'm liking it. I mean, I look into into that, but I also think that most things AI right now is a massive bullshit. I think it's disappointing. I think it is pretty disappointing. I think a lot of people were hoping that it would be a little bit further along. I think like a lot of people are hoping like AGI, low hardware limits, sort of thing. But we're still like, it's still pretty damn new, you know? I find AI very helpful in a lot of my other tasks. Let's not call LLMs AI, and I think we should appreciate them more appropriately. They're really just a subset of AI. Would other people agree with that? I don't think AI means like AGI and like incredibly sophisticated. I think we can have like different levels of it. I think the misconception is like what people have of AI. Like it's a range, right? I think people have this like hard rule of like what AI should be, and I think that's misleading. But the real AI uses cases in ML are super interesting for me. Okay. Or use cases in ML are super interesting. What's up, Zinka? How you doing? AI is not really new. The LLMs like ChatGPT and other things are new. Okay, you're right. Let me correct that. They are new to the public, more accessible. But that has been new. And very widespread. But I think ChatGPT is AI. People are conflating LLMs with the end-all be-all. Well, and that's the problem. I think people have a misconception of what AI means. I think there are different levels to it. I don't think it's accurate to say LLMs aren't AI. I think people just have a misconception of what AI means. And I think they're just looking for more capabilities in that AI to call it an AI, decide it's an AI. They're almost like looking for like something that's doesn't feel like you're talking to an AI if we're going to be talking about like some like chat interface to interact with the LLM. But I still think it's AI. I still think that's an accurate definition. Oh, yeah, so I guess I haven't prioritized it. Like you said, I'm relying on my motivation now for learning more about LLMs. Okay, so I'll read it when the motivation's there. Fair enough. Just kind of an extra thing. It's good. Been making more CSS art for work. Oh, very cool. I'm making a Pokemon-like player cards for merch we are going to hand out. Yo, that's cool. That's fun. Zinka, you have a I think you have a rare niche in CSS. And I'm glad you enjoy it. Just don't get rusty with your CSS. Because I think it's so niche that you can get very rusty with your CSS and very rusty with JavaScript. Yes, I'm giving you unsolicited feedback. I just don't... Just back your ass up. Have fun with your job, but back your ass up with that. Because there are not a lot of positions like that. But I do think you're in a really interesting space. I've thought about this. I think the Web3 space is very interesting for like front-end developers that want to switch into it too. And that's an opportunity. A lot of people don't realize it. Like Web3 is an opportunity for a lot of front-end developers. Like it is. I think it's really interesting. A lot of people think like web development. That can carry over into building UIs for other stuff. But the hype machines aren't correcting themselves, so yeah, we need to be the gatekeepers. But the hype machines, I think it's fine to correct. I think I just disagreed that LLMs, you can't call them AI. I think we could just look at the hype machines as dumbasses. Like, is that toxic? Like, I guess I don't care to autocorrect them. I think they just make themselves look stupid. I don't care about that. And a lot of the hype machines are kind of just toxic in the way that they're like pushing out something carelessly that they don't really give a shit if it replaces people. It's just like, I don't think limiting our definitions of what it is will tell, like, it's not going to tell that, like, it's not going to correct their way of thinking. I think it's just like inaccurately labeling things. So my argument parity is I don't think it's accurate to say LLMs are not AI at the current level. I think we could just call the hype machines that are overhyping it just like dumbasses that really are very ill informed on the capabilities of it. I think my disagreement with you is more about the definition. Calling them, at least the casual listeners, abstracting them. I disagree. I think we can educate those casual listeners, and I think we're being disingenuous because we're trying to counter the hype. I think that's disingenuous. Because I think what you acknowledge is it's AI, but it's basically people have a false vision of what AI is, and I think we can just educate people based off of that. I don't think we have to warp the definition just because of a false perception people have. I think we can educate people. Like if we're going to be like the source of truth, to sound kind of just like egotistical, if we're going to be the source of truth, kind of like leveling people's expectations, I think using proper definitions is fine. I think we just got to do a better job and put a little bit more effort into setting realistic expectations and redefining what they think AI is. Let's be real, CEOs of big tech will be giving this talk that AI will replace everyone because they have monetary gain. Yeah, it's very true. And so like 100%, there are hype machines, but I'm saying that we can, as software engineers, we can put more effort into educating people rather than being false with our definitions and just not educating people. Like, I think we can put more, we're intelligent enough to put more effort into it and explain to people kind of like the range of what AI is and the differences between different levels of it as we learn it. But I don't think giving a false definition or just saying like LLMs are not AI is the way to go. I think that's disingenuous. I'm also making all the games customized for mobile landscape mode, so I am doing more than just that. Okay. Okay, yeah. I don't have that's good. That's really good. I don't really know how extensively you're doing that outside the art. Um so that's cool that you are kind of like building layouts and stuff with CSS. Okay, cool. I'd hate, like, I would just hate, I like, no, dude, I'm just the one to like bring the doubts. I'm just like the negative Nancy. But like, I'd hate, because I remember what happened with your last company, and I'd hate for you to like end up in a position where it's like, ah, shit, I kind of got trapped into this niche. That's the only thing I was thinking of. So if you're building layouts and you're keeping updated with your CSS, awesome. Good. I agree with you. That's why AI consulting is a viable business model. I could see that. I think there's a huge misconception of AI. Like, even my own friend, it's like I had him talk to ChatGPT. He's like, this isn't AI. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, like the response, this was a little bit earlier, probably like 2023. But like when I had him explain his definition of AGI, it's like, it's a little bit more autonomous. Like, it was kind of based off of the responses that you were given, it felt like it was slightly programmed to give certain types of responses, right? And that can evolve through learning, through the model learning in kind of like reteaching itself, but, or through I'll just say input, and feedback. But like his idea of AI was AGI. And that's a type of AI. And I think it's disingenuous to tell people that anything less than that is not AI. Just because they have a misconception. It's like, no, like, dude, you're like, we're all software engineers. We can take the time to educate. Like, that's definitely an awesome opportunity for us to like actually provide useful information for non-tech people. Many smaller to mid-sized companies would love to get some info how to use them and not fire your support agents because you have some dumb bot on your website. Love to get some info how to use them and not fire your support agents because you have some... What do you mean by that? Many smaller to mid-sized companies would love to get some info how to use them and not fire your support agents. What do you mean? Small to mid-sized companies would want to use AI and not fire their support agents? I'm not really sure where you're going with that. I'd like to make a SaaS that replaces CEOs with AI. Why? Why? That just seems petty. What? What? Why? I think the problem is like parody. It's just like your anti leadership or whatever. Like I think we can kind of shit on we could shit on marketing, we could shit on people who kind of like overhype AI and completely and recklessly try to push the replacement of employees. And there are specific CEOs where, you know, we can kind of call out that have made articles and talk about it. But like to just say, oh, I want CEOs to just get replaced in general. Parody, I think you're kind of being a dick. There's something off about you today. Like, yeah, Parody, let me see. What's been... So you've been in the community for a while, right? You're in the Discord. I don't know, man. There's something off about you. Just like chill out a bit. You're kind of coming off like a dick. Like the same people that are carelessly like, it's fine if like if you're going to meme or you're gonna joke, like put a cap or something, but there's something like a little bit more serious with you with that. It's just weird. I mean that many smaller companies have this idea, but they can fire support agents because they have AI, and that's not the case. They would be better if they knew how to enhance their employees with AI instead. Gotcha. So you're saying there's an opportunity for kind of AI consultants to be able to integrate AI to enhance their employees' productivity, workflows, rather than fire. Like ultimately, eventually it's going to lead to some layoffs and fires, which is just the truth. And I think that is inevitable, but I do like the aim of like really focusing on enhancing that productivity. He did put an LOL at the end, but he's probably laughing at that CEO getting fired. I think a cap, like I'm trying to like being charitable. It's like if he put a kappa, maybe I would have accepted that. I don't know. Like the way he is coming off is kind of just like, I don't know. There's something off about that. I think AI is pretty dumb and only good for really basic tasks. Like, am I seriously playing devil's advocate for AI? I think these takes are bad. I think these takes are really bad. Okay, define a basic task. I feel like we keep swinging the pendulum of like AI sucks or AI is amazing. I think there's a middle ground we are entirely missing. Like software engineers can literally replace months of work with AI in a week. Like, this is a thing, but there's nuance to it. There's like entrepreneurs that can literally run a business that would take like 10 to 20 people with AI. AI is pretty powerful depending on how you use it. I think like if we continue to kind of just be the complete opposite of the overhype people with AI, I think we're going to really teach people to underestimate it and the effect that it's going to have. It would lead to some people losing their job, but in general, it's not like they will never get a new job. This is very true. It will replace people eventually. But I think like it's important to pay attention to the people that it replaces. If there are designers that get replaced and designers that don't get replaced, who are the ones that get replaced? Who are the ones that don't get replaced? If there are software engineers that get replaced and software engineers that don't get replaced, who are the ones to get replaced? What is the difference between those two software engineers, the one who keeps their job and the one who loses their job? I think that's a more interesting observation. And I think people need to really pay attention to that. AI is not dumb. It's really good at some things. It sucks at others. Yeah, I would say that. But I don't think it's just good at like basic tasks. So I would want to know, like, define these basic tasks. I don't think it sucks, but I don't think it's a super genius. Simple, like, make a basic app or translate this JSON to SQL. So you're specifically talking about building coding. Okay. So that's a bit different. I do think that it introduces kind of a lot of security concerns. It's very hard to, like, the hardware is expensive to be able to like really adopt a lot of conventions and be like integrate well with a team. It's extremely limited in that aspect. So there's more to AI than just coding, and we're definitely talking about more than just coding here. But yeah, in terms of software engineering, there are a lot of limitations right now. So there's truth. There's so much truth in software engineers that say people that are completely opposed to it, and I think there's a moral reason to be opposed to it, but people that are completely opposed to it will be left in the dust. This is a very true statement. It's a very true statement. And if you don't take it seriously, you very well might end up as that type of person that loses their job. We have to like talk about the nuance. We have to talk about it. But on social media, I'm specifically thinking about social media. It always seems to be like the loudest voices seem to be like completely pro AI, replace everyone, fuck you all. AI is going to run the world, and this is just the way tech is running. Get over it. Or fuck AI. Your AI is stupid. And I'm on the other side, by the way. I'm roasting people that are obsessed with AI, and I'm making fun of marketers that are like, oh yeah, we're going to replace software engineers, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it on social media, but I do think we have to be careful of those loud voices, and I'm one of them. I like to make fun of people that overhype AI, but AI is incredibly useful. It can increase your workflow, but it also can handicap you. It can handicap your problem-solving ability, your critical thinking ability. It's like the solution isn't to just not use AI. It's to balance it. It's to understand that the deficits that are going to come, especially from just your critical thinking, the deficits that are going to come with overdependency on AI. I think that's where the conversation needs to be had. But I'm just seeing so much conversation of extreme on either side. So much conversation. It's just noise. That's a fair question. Yeah, I agree 100% with you, Dunn. Yeah, I'm only speaking on code. I don't have a lot of experience in other realms, I'll be honest. Gotcha. Okay. So that's a good point. Like I use AI extensively outside of coding. I would encourage you guys to do the same. Um, if there's an area that you want to get really good with, I think dependency is going to potentially hinder that depending on how you use it. But like I use it extensively outside of coding, and I think it's incredibly helpful. Maybe I'm just biased. I'm just like I like selfishly I don't care what AI replaces outside of software engineering. I care about software engineers. But my stance is the software engineers that are going to be software engineers for 10 years, 20 years into the future are people who care to be good developers. The designers who care to be really good designers are going to be the ones that aren't replaced by AI. I don't think utilizing AI is going to make you an extremely good designer. I think having a solid foundation and being a good designer and then pairing with a balance of AI is going to make you an amazing, extremely marketable designer. I see a lot of positions getting replaced, but I see a lot of people that are putting in the bare minimum of effort to be good at their craft. I think the people who are going to get replaced are people who come to work, do a 9 to 5, put minimum effort to get paid, and go home. And I don't care, like, there are a lot of industries that are going to get replaced. If you are that type of person, you're probably going to get replaced by AI eventually. There might be certain positions, certain industries where you're a little bit more protected, but I think that is the type of person who does not care about their craft who's going to get replaced. What do you guys think about that? Facts, I would only say that if you are a beginner, you will cook yourself. Hold on. I would only say that if you are a beginner, you will cook yourself if you rely on AI too much. Very true. Ask it for an explanation, but not the code. You will be golden. Yep. I'm pretty neutral on AI. I don't hate or love it. It has its place for some things. I like AI. I hate it for software engineering. I don't hate AI. I hate the conversation around AI. I hate that the overhyped people that want to replace a bunch of software engineers. I hate dumb people that dunk on other people. That's what I hate. I hate marketing and CEOs and like really ignorant people about a topic trying to dunk and try to replace a lot of their software engineers and software engineering team just because, you know, a few reasons, right? Like they don't want to pay software engineers anymore. They've had bad interactions with software engineers. They might be egotistical, or they just never got a software engineering job. There are a lot of people like that. I hate really, really dumb people trying to dunk on software engineers just because one of those few reasons. And I think they're just the noisiest people. I'm just trying to like solidify and conceptualize like what I don't like around the conversation about AI, what I don't like about AI, because I think in general, I love AI. I use it every single day, several times a day. So it's not like I hate it. I just hate dumb people talking about it. Maybe that sounds like, you know, egotistical, but like I'm tired of people just like, I'm just tired of like, the conversation around it. That's what I'm tired of. Once you know what you're doing, use Copilot or something. Be careful about that balance. Don't overuse it. Yes, you can, but I still think it's healthy to shut it off once in a while. And more often than not, shut it off. We don't see it just yet, but I see a lot of experienced I see a lot of somewhat experienced developers that have been in the industry for a few years using it extensively and getting really rusty. I think more senior engineers using it for tasks that they've done for 3 to 5 years, way different. Way different. Edging. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. People will be replaced, but AI will also create many more opportunities in other fields. This is very true. I agree. Passionate people are hard to replace. They're very hard to replace, and because they're going to be really fucking good at what they do. They care enough to be good at that too. And like, I think people are going to get lonely. I think some companies are going to replace AI or people with AI, and I think the office is going to get smaller. And I think there is some camaraderie in the office. I think there's camaraderie even if you're remote, talking with other employees. Like as we get older, I don't know about you guys, but like I had way more friends when I was younger, way more friends. And going to work or even talking remotely with people has kind of supplemented that a little bit. I think it's going to get pretty lonely in companies for the companies that like have this mindset, especially of like, who can AI replace? Let's go ahead and replace those folks. Ding, ding, back in the fight. What's up, Parody? Totally forgot Twitch has Kappa, so used to YouTube comments sans Kappa. Sorry. All right, no worries. I just wanted to be. I had an off feeling, and maybe I'm wrong about that. I just want to be careful that the conversation doesn't turn into like fuck CEOs, because I just talked about. Dude, I think about this stuff all the time. In the last stream, I just talked about, like, I get why Joshua Fluke went the route he did to just completely shit on corporate culture. But then I think about some of his content, and he's just hyper focuses on pitting workers against CEOs, against leadership, and I don't think that's healthy. If we're going to meme about it, let's go. But I also don't like the like workers versus leadership, because I think it just because we have like a lot of good tech leaders here that I think are very respectable people. We have CEOs here that I think are very respectable people. But yeah, Kappa works for that message. You're good, Parody. By the time AI fully replaces devs, 90% of the other industries would have been replaced by then. AI is going to replace a lot of manual labor jobs. I see us going more towards like a factory model again, and we're just creating a different type of automation, which is going to replace some individuals. But I do think it's going to replace a lot of manual labor jobs, a lot of them, before it starts replacing more technical. But that's an assumption. I don't think I know enough to like concretely or confidently say that. I don't know, but I do see a lot of manual labor jobs kind of being automated. AI will allow good engineers to build things that wasn't feasible before. It's not a zero-sum game. I think it's an expansion of our abilities rather than replacement. There's so many differing opinions. You guys are reasonable because I want the community to be reasonable, and I obviously go hard with my limitations. But like, if you pay attention outside this community, like there are a lot of people with very confident takes either way. AI like invokes so much emotion in people. Like it's such an important topic, such a triggering topic. Why like I think I'm assuming I know what you're going to say, but like, why do you think AI is such a hot topic? Why is it such a controversial topic? Maybe it's just me, but I feel like there are like wars going on between like the pro AI and anti AI people. OpenAI's chat completion API and others can create some super cool products, though I feel like actually using it in your code is never talked about. I think because engineers keep trying and it falls flat. I think because the capabilities aren't quite there for loud voices to care about it. Yeah, true. Prime reacted to some articles saying that the quality of code dropped since Copilot. Also, that devs start to feel stupid after overuse. Yeah. I saw his take on that. Yeah, I think he's right on that. I don't think we're going to start seeing the effects of it short term. I think it's going to be long term. Like I think a lot of people don't see critical thinking and problem solving as a skill that they built up. They've just naturally built it up by solving problems, and you outsource that to AI doing it, and you're going to realize that muscle atrophies. I don't think we're like at the point where most people are going to realize it just yet. I think we got to give it another year. AI will replace AI and will be all free. Let's go. For your info, I'm impartial to who actually gets replaced, whether it's low or high, just that it's well deserved. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I get, well, I don't know if that's cool, but I like the impartialness. I don't know. I think it's okay to like be anti-CEO, kind of. I just don't think it creates a constructive conversation. But I get the desire. Like, if you've been wronged at a company, if you've been so for my 3 software engineering positions, like I did quit. I quit due to leadership's decisions in 2 companies. But I generally worked with awesome teams. Like, I think all 3 teams were pretty awesome. And I had one company where everyone just shit on. There was one company where there were a lot of people that just like completely crapped on the CEO. And just everyone does that with layoffs. Almost everyone does it. And then the conversations that I see happening are just like how shitty leadership is, blah, blah, blah. And like, yes, there are faults of leadership, but the conversation that comes when people lose their jobs or people feel that they're wronged often is just like it's hyperbolic. People like rubber band into this extreme position, and that conversation is no longer constructive. But I think a lot of the conversation around leadership versus the workers, and we get this with like unions versus non-unions, we just constantly kind of have a class difference. I think the conversations around that generally are not that interesting or not that constructive. People just want to fight the other side, and I think that's boring. I don't think it's dumb, and I don't think it's like wrong. I think it's just fucking boring. I think that conversation is boring. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Walker Devs, thanks for the follow. Welcome. My team has great chemistry, and it makes working with them fun. It would feel weird if half of them were replaced with AI. It'd feel really weird, wouldn't it? But that's cool. I'm glad you have that culture. So I chose major in industrial software engineering so I can program the robots replacing the workers. Oof. Oh boy, now we're getting controversial. Are you enjoying it, by the way? I'm wondering how that path is. AI has become the tech equivalent of climate change with how controversial it is. Yeah, it has. Self-preservation for the most part. People don't want to lose their jobs. Yeah, I think it is self-preservation. I just think it hurts the individuals. I think when you're constantly like if it just happens, I understand it. Right? But I think like developing a mindset years into the future because you had that bad experience is self-destructive for the individual. I think that's my concern. I think it's a really unhealthy perspective to have. And I think it just kind of has like deep-seated negative emotions towards leadership, and it makes you become anti-authority, right? And I don't think that is healthy. I don't think like developing a personality this is coming from someone that started off as extremely anti-authority, is a very healthy mindset to live life in a society with other people and build meaningful relationships. I see like this anti-authority stance being extremely self-destructive to the individual. Like, I think a lot of, like, I don't care that the CEO gets pressure. I don't care that, like, leaders get pressure. I care about 2 things. One, it creates really boring conversations about people that are just emotional. I don't care about people that are just extremely emotional and have no logic to them. But also, like, it's incredibly self-destructive to develop that anti-authority tendency where you apply it to, like, everything in your life. And you stop you stop putting trust into not even like figures that you establish as authority figures, but also like that'll carry over into other relationships, you know? Walker Devs coming in with a sub. Yo, thank you. You just bumped us up to 20 subs for January. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support. Sorry, I'm just ranting. No, I'm not sorry, but I am ranting, so let me catch up a little bit. Good, glad to be here. Been loving the Discord. Awesome, man. What's your, well, yeah, I'm just kind of curious. You know what I'd love to know is like, what's your name in Twitch? What's your name in Discord? So I can like pair people together. Aaron. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I definitely know who you are. Well, thanks for the sub. I think a lot of the shrugging off AI discussions is due to my brother constantly sending me Doom articles on how AI is taking over and is taking... Oh, I may sound jaded on the topic. Okay, I appreciate you sharing that, Zinka. And I do understand that. Like, if you guys have been here long enough, you know, like, if there is an extreme, I like, it's automatic for me to play devil's advocate. If someone comes into me with extreme, they're being disingenuous. Like, you guys probably have seen me long enough where, like, I will go hard with the devil's advocate position. I will be a contrarian just because you're a dumbass. Like, or I think you're a dumbass. I totally get that mindset. I do. And it does get tiring listening to a lot of the people who are very ignorant. It's almost like, it's almost malicious. It's almost like they're kind of like laughing, like, oh yeah, all these people are going to get replaced. Like, it's almost like extremely unempathetic. I think that's what bothers me about people like that. Maybe that is what bothers me about people like that. Didn't start it yet, so we'll see. But as soon as I know I like low-level stuff with Rust, so some sprinkle of C, C++ will not be an issue. Awesome, man. Yeah, you'll have to let us know. So you're starting in March. Definitely let us know. That's cool. Because people don't like change. People do not like change. You are right about that, Dewey. Which is why people should consider a schedule. People should actually there are a lot of people that think they don't do well on a schedule until you do. I think people would really benefit from having goals they stick to and a schedule and consistency. Almost, I would say, like 90% of people do very well with consistency. Get on that schedule. But people do not like change. You are 100% right about that. Anything that potentially affects their livelihood becomes an instant enemy. And shouldn't. I think they're just hurting them. You're right. You're 100% right with that. That is a mindset I see, and I think it just hurts individuals. I think quantum compute... Man... I got drainage. Hold on. I'm just getting over being sick. I got like a little bit of sick. It's really just been like a little bit of drainage and stuffiness. I think quantum computing deserves more hype than AI. Okay. We're going to be hotboxing this planet with all these new data centers. I think we're going to start seeing nuclear power go up to be able to support this. That's another controversial thing. Discipline got to take over when motivation wanes. Very true. Very true. I just want to work. How are your fitness goals so far, Don? I'm doing my best to work out 4 to 5 times a week. Really good. My wrists have been a little bit limiting. Ever since I slipped on the black ice, they've just been more sore. So my right wrist really hurt, but it got better. And then my left wrist started to hurt a week later. So I don't know if it's the posture with my keyboard or what. But I'm trying to like strengthen them. Because I just did some wrist exercises, and I'm going to take... I really like the exercise where you like get a... I'll probably get some plates, to be honest. And I like where you tie a rope to kind of just a bar, wooden bar, and then you tie it to the plate and you just roll it up like this, and then you roll it down slowly. It really helps strengthen my wrists, and I think I want to do that again. So I'm trying to build some wrist exercises into my workout because I want to hit that heavy bag too. And that heavy bag, I'm a little bit worried with my wrists. But other than that, I've been keeping up with it. I work out almost every day, and I love it. I absolutely love it. But that's cool that you've been working out 4 to 5 times a week. What are you doing, Renee, to work out? I also think there's a part of the culture that has come from more gamers getting into tech. They tend to be less scared of competition because they're used to PvP. So when they have to compete in the market by upskilling, they will mock people who can't. So you just think we have a bunch of immature people coming into tech or something like that? Like gamer mentality? In 14 months of AI will take software engineering jobs. In 14 months, so in 14 months of AI will take software engineering jobs. I saw my first concrete example coming on YouTube. The person was Scandinavian. One person from a 3-person dev team had to leave because the other 2 could leverage AI enough to replace him or her. That's the first example I've seen from the negative nannies. And I like that you brought up that example, because I think trying to pretend that it isn't affecting anyone is false. And I think that's I think that's an important conversation. But what you're also saying is like, it's extremely rare. But like when you acknowledge these incidents that happen and you also say they're rare, then it creates a conversation that both sides can kind of trust. I like that kind of conversation because we could talk about anecdotal experiences and then we could talk about like, why do you think that individual was replaced? Like, okay, AI did increase the productivity of these other 2. But then we could have like a real conversation of like, why was this person replaced? And how do we not become this person? You know? Forearm strengthening is brutal. It's more neglected than legs. Yeah. Dude, I don't know if I would have put like squats as like a goal or something you can redeem. But I will probably, Zink, I was thinking about what to do with the points. I'll probably do some points for like push-ups, sit-ups, squats, stuff like that. My posture is so bad, I can't squat without like leaning forward. But my squat, I can't do that many squats. I can't do that many lunges. I have to work on my legs. I have to. My calves are solid. They will be solid for a very long time. They are always tight because they're strong. They're very strong. But my hamstrings, not so much. Quads are stronger, not hamstrings. That heavy bag hits back. Yeah, it does. If my wrists are weak, that heavy bag hits back. That's a 100-pound bag, too. That's not a light bag. I got to like really build up my wrists for that bag. Got to hit them rock climbing walls. No need for any forearm workouts. You're right, Dewey. You're right. Try squatting barefoot. It's usually better for your form. Okay. I'll try that. I think what I want to do, like a personal trainer has kind of taught me to like grab a rope or something, put it around something that's steady. And I have like the heavy bag set up so I could just put it around that. And then just like lean back and don't be afraid of falling back. I don't have to bend forward, but I can kind of lean back a little bit and build the right muscles for squatting. So I'll try that too. Hard to articulate, but I think it's a case where gamers often have competitive spirit, but can sometimes fall into elitism towards those they outperform. I don't think people in tech are... So you're talking about like gamers getting into tech. I don't think it's people that are getting into tech that are really having the conversation about telling everyone how they're going to get replaced by AI. I think it's more of like marketing and leadership I see that from. I think it's like non-tech people I mainly see it from. So that's why I'm like, I'm not sure if I really see that being applied where a bunch of gamers are getting into tech. Because gamers have always been getting into tech. Like a lot of your old, like a lot of your senior developers, a lot of your current mid-level developers, and even junior developers are gamers. Like a lot of us are gamers, and we don't really, a lot of us do not have that mindset. We actually respect what software engineering is. Maybe maybe it depends if like you don't really get into software engineering and you don't have to go down that rabbit hole and realize how deep that goes, where you haven't gained respect for it yet. But I'm not sure I agree with that. Because I see it a lot from outside of tech. But if you do see it in tech, I'd be very curious about like what positions you're seeing it come from. Like people that are like kind of just rubbing people's faces in AI and they're going to be replaced. Like what are their tech positions? I've seen a video where someone focused on ankle flexibility to squat better. Maybe your ankle. It could be. My ankles are tight. It very, very well could be. Like, what do you do for ankle flexibility? You can perform exercises like ankle circles, calf stretches, toe heel walks, alphabet writing with your toes, focused on both clockwise, stretches for the calf muscle. I think you know what I think it is? I'm wondering if it's just my calves that are extremely tight. Because I literally have to stretch them every night so I don't get Charlie horses in them. If I'm working out. If I don't work out that day, it's not that bad. But like if I'm running, I have to do like a lot of calf exercises. Like after the workout, before, and at night. I think my calves are just extremely tight. Speaking of points, I managed to get the 3K for the curriculum review. Yo, let's go. All right, we could do the curriculum review. But hold up with how long are you going to be here, Rec? Definitely squat with minimalist shoes or squat specific shoes. Don't let your knees go past your toes. And that's the thing, I have to let my knees go past my toes or I fall backwards. Learning correct form is more important than any weights. 100% agree with that. You guys can help me with my form. My form is going to suck. Because that'd be really cool to get some help with that. Hamstrings is a pain too, given that it's the one muscle that gets tighter as you age. Oh, does it get tighter as you age, really? How do you deal with the heel raise when you squat? I think it's like more flexibility. So, or I raise my heels. And I think that's just because they're tight. I was specifically referring to those you mentioned earlier who mock people being replaced by AI. I believe they can outperform it. I don't think it's a norm. Oh, gotcha. I don't think they're in tech who are doing it. Gotcha. And I don't think they're gamers. Like, I think it's like a lot of marketing and CEOs. I don't know if they're gamers or not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just don't know if I agree with it. If it's like a lot of gamers that are the ones doing that. I don't know about that. Do you think one of the muscle roller things, oh yeah, I have several of those. I don't know the proper word for it, but they help a lot. Yeah, the foam release or the pressure release, the foam rollers. That's what they're called. Yeah, I have several of those. I'm free for an hour and a bit. Also could do it another day. Okay, we'll finish this up and then we'll do it. I'm down for that. Can you, everyone in Twitch, can you type the amount of points that you have? Can you give me an idea? Because I want to properly price the amount of points for the curriculum review. Can you type the number of points that you have in chat? Because I have an idea of like how often you guys have been here. Parody, what's your name on YouTube? 13K? Okay, you have a lot of points. Hello, Mike. Israel on YouTube, pretty cool channel. What's he do? Okay, so 4.8K, 4.1K. Oh, you're Mahan. Oh, I always forget your name. I probably wouldn't have timed you out then. I recognize Mahan. Okay. You've been active enough. You're newer to Twitch. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm trying to VIP people that are a little bit more regular here. I think I'm gonna VIP you. I don't know how to check points on Twitch. It's on the bottom of the chat. It'll show you a number next to the sprout. Parody bit. Because you've been around for a while. Anyone coming from YouTube, if you hop onto Twitch, if you've been a regular, happy to VIP you. You have 50. Yeah, Anonymous. Dude, you are a regular. You're becoming an OG, man. It's always good to see you around. Dude, you have more. Wait. You have more than Zinka? Oh, man. Oh, Zero on Twitch? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so you guys have quite a bit. Rec 4.8. I might lower it in the future, but for now we can do 3,000. So if you want to save those points or not, it's up to you, but I might lower it in the future. I just don't know yet. Renee the dev. And yeah, Renee, you've been around for a while. I'm going to VIP you too. VIP Renee the dev. Yeah, I do remember you, Renee. I just didn't think to VIP you. I spent a lot on sound alerts. Okay, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I appreciate the conversation. Always a good conversation with you guys. Let's finish this. We're gonna do a curriculum review. For I forgot the curriculum, but for reconcile. And then we will go over the responses to how you would survive a zombie apocalypse that we had in our community. How's that sound? I think that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Then we're going to take a small break. Ads. We'll come back, do the curriculum review, and then the zombie apocalypse. And if you didn't give your take, you are welcome to give it while we are sharing. But we're going to see what people came up with. I want to see how you guys survive. I'm trying to steal your ideas. So if it ever happens, I can survive. All right. Let's see. Which is more powerful interface, at least from an extensibility or interoperability standpoint? Text. The top command is a powerful tool that allows you to see which programs are using the most resources on your computer. I use the top command all the time, but both on my local machine and on my remote service to diagnose performance issues. If you've ever opened up your task manager on Windows or activity monitor on Mac OS, top is similar, but for the command line. Assignment, open the terminal, run the top. Again, I don't know what programs are running. I don't think I'm going to leak anything, but I don't know. I'll do it when I have to do the assignment. Notice that the top command runs in a loop, updating the information every few seconds. By default, the top sorts the processes by CPU usage with the most CPU-intensive processes at the top. Another useful resource to sort, and this is the last chapter, by the way. Another useful resource is to sort by memory, RAM, to sort by memory usage. Press M for uppercase. Oh, press M, uppercase, while running top. Okay. Okay. What programs on your computer are using the top or the most CPU and memory? Poke around a bit and see what you can find. I've used this command before on Windows. Copy the column names from your terminal, the entire top row at the top command's output, and paste them into the text box on the right. Don't submit yet. Exit top, pressing the Q. Submit the column names you copied in the text box on the right. Okay. Cool. Let me do that. Top. We got a top command. Windows server. What the? Windows server? Seriously? Wait. Redone. Column names from your terminal. Oh, the column names. I'm a dummy. Cool. All right, we did it. We did it. Yo, let's go. We finished chapter 5. And then we're going to do chapter 6 packages on Monday. Let's go. Top command is good stuff. It is indeed. It is indeed. Anonymous giving Zinka shit about the lack of voice. I love it. I just started reverting to Twitch more because the synth is on. Oh, the music on oh, because I used to have music on YouTube and I no longer do. That's why, right? Yeah, I guess like it does kind of suck that we don't have music over on YouTube, but I'm tired of my shit getting copyrighted. I'm tired of it. Like, and I'm even talking about like I'm even talking about my we have like one person watching on YouTube. I think it's Dewey. Commandos left. He's like, fuck this. But like even royalty-free songs will still get copyrighted because you have people abusing the copyright system. Yo, it is Dewey. Nice. Hell yeah. I do feel bad because I do feel like maybe YouTube kind of feels left out. But you guys are both here? What? Oh, 5 are watching. I don't know. It said 1. Never mind. All right. Anyways, let me catch up and then we'll take a small break and go into the curriculum review. So, I'll come back and we'll do it. Yeah, Zinka was on YouTube. That is true. Very true. I like you keeping her on her toes. That's good. My internet is killing me today. Dude, there's nothing worse than bad internet. Dewey, the sole YouTube survival. Total champ. Very true. All right, we're going to run some ads. We'll do maybe 2 minutes of ads. We'll go over the curriculum, then we'll do the zombie stuff and kind of wrap it up from there. I like it. So let's do 2-minute ads. Give us 40 minutes and we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, be right back. Yo, what's up? All right. Let's get rid of this. All right, go ahead and redeem it. We'll do the curriculum review and then the Discord review. We'll turn you to the dark side, sysadmin CLI world. Hell yeah. Welcome back. Thank you. Hello from Romania. What's up, Zoobook? Welcome back. How you doing, man? Dewey, Commandos, and Zoobook holding it down. Do we have anyone else on YouTube? I'm kind of curious on YouTube. Do you like music or non-music? I'm wondering if there's a way I can split music up and do like royalty free for you guys if you guys like music. But I'm wondering if it like you really missed a synthwave music we used to do or not. What is the 3000 one? Yes, Type Racer one. And then just tossed a link in chat. I'm weird, but I really like non-music. Okay. I'm one of those people who drive in complete silence. Oh, okay. I sometimes do that. I think it could be peaceful. All right. But again, I'm going to be limited with this. It's Python, man. You really want me to review a Python one? All right. I'll do it. Could you create a command that shows current song playing on Twitch? I would have to look into an OBS extension for that, potentially. I don't know if there is one. What you could do is download the app Shazam and just record, and it'll identify the song for you. But yeah, I'll set it for Saturday because I want to bring song requests into the Twitch streams too. Hold on, logging into Todoist. Got a two-factor everything now. Okay. Upcoming. So Saturday, I'm gonna look into. Do I have the song request? Implement song requests with points redeem, maybe. Or we just do it for like subs. Maybe subs just have. Actually, I might just do that. Actually, that's 100% what I'm doing. That's 100%. Implement subs only song requests on Twitch. That is 100% what I'm doing. That is such a good idea. And then create command for current song. I'm guilty of Shazamming a few, but when there's dialogue, it doesn't always work. You're right about that. You are right. And I never shut up. Non has that Notify plugin she made. She might know. I've asked her about that, but it had limitations. I think Nightbot can accomplish this. But I got to play it through Nightbot. I can't do it through Spotify. I'm going to see if there's a Spotify thing. And her bot's buggy. She's got to flush some stuff out because I would love to use it and I would love to promote it for her, but it's kind of buggy. Let me scroll down. Yeah, I mean, I'm more interested in whether the concepts being taught and the projects assigned would provide enough skills, okay, to qualify me for a junior entry-level role. I can look at the projects and the concepts being taught. I'm not going to give you a concrete answer on that. I just can't. I'll give you as much of one as I can, but all right, let me see the curriculum. Variables, data types, string manipulation. The projects that, like, this kind of stuff is not, this is worthless. This is just to reinforce what you're learning. Like, these aren't going to be portfolio projects for sure. Control flow, logic, working with lists, randomizing. How do you randomize? Set and appending items to lists. Index error. Again, these projects are not going to be the portfolio projects that are going to be affected. Python loops, Python functions. Function parameters. This is interesting. Encryption, decryption, reorganizing our code. Now we're getting into interesting stuff. Dictionaries, nesting. Nesting within dictionaries? Lists, okay, nesting lists in dictionaries, okay. Day 10 goals, functions with outputs, multiple return values. I don't know, like 90% of this is what Boot.dev taught for the first course, and I think that's very minimum. It sounds like it's giving you a foundation with Python, but like, what are you going to build with it afterwards? I think that is relevant. So I don't think you're going to be, it depends on for what positions, right? You can use Python for different things. If you're going into, I know the web dev space, if you're using Python for web dev, you know, using Django to be able to build web applications is going to be incredibly powerful for you for building portfolio projects. So think about like that capstone project that you're going to build with Django if you're going into web dev, but are you using it to like manipulate data? You going into data analytics or data science? You trying to like lean into, go the long route into doing something with an LLM? Like, it just depends. Like, I think this is kind of like a basic foundation. Oh, it says 91 more. Hold on. Jesus, I'm sorry. What the fuck? Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to open all of these. Okay, so Blackjack Capstone. Scope and number. Errors, high, lower game, local development setup, OOP. GUI, instances, state, and higher order functions. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more advanced. Snake game, inheritance, list slicing, build Pong, working with CSV data. Okay, we're going outside of Python. We're getting a more well-rounded learning here. Building a password manager. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a full stack course. The Complete Python Pro Bootcamp. This is a full stack course. Or no, it's not. Column span. What is this? Grid? Is this grid like CSS? What are we? No, with Tinker. So this is not CSS. It's not full stack. Never mind. Okay. Send email, API endpoints, ISS. Okay. So day 40. Yeah, this is pretty in-depth to try to reinforce a lot of the concepts. Obviously, you're going to be building projects outside of your tutorial-based projects for your portfolio projects, but intermediate CSS, web scraping with beautiful soup. Not a lot of lessons. Spotify playlist, auto tinkering. Okay, you're learning bare minimum HTML and CSS. So it's really Python focused. Okay. HTML, so parsing. I don't know a lot of these things like Jinja. I've heard of Flask. I don't know what it is. Bootstrap. Okay, so you're using... Gotcha. I like that it's leaning on Bootstrap or a CSS library for the front end. It's not focused on front end. With Flask and HTML forms. Database with SQLite. Maybe I need to look into it. I'd be curious about any other Python folks, but I'd like to see a Django section here. What do you guys think? Flask to Python is like Express to Node. Oh, okay, thank you, Dewey. Okay. I would do a bit of research. Maybe you don't have to, but I'd be very curious about like what a lot of Python jobs are hiring for. But I would assume building stuff with Django is going to make you pretty damn marketable over something like Flask then. I think getting a little bit more comfortable. Django, I don't know if it uses Flask under the hood or what. Let me catch up with chat a little bit. She's rebuilding it? Okay. Yeah, when she gets it to a good state, I think I wanted her bot and I wanted Nonify combined. If she combines both of those and makes those public, I think it becomes useful to me. I remember making that request. I don't know if she's going to do it. This could be our hackathon, creating a song streaming banner for Twitch. That's true. Oh, you know what? Wait a second. Dude, that's such a good idea. Why don't we do a hackathon where people build the best tool for our community? Because I got a lot of ideas in mind. Should we do that? I don't think it really matters which framework. As long as you understand MVC, you can learn anything else. But Flask is... I disagree. You are right in that you can learn anything else, but I think a lot of employers do, at this stage in this market, care about you knowing marketable skills to hit the ground running. I think if a lot of companies are hiring with Django for Python devs or web devs, then you should build stuff with Django. That's like saying Node's weird because Node has a lot of bad backends, like a lot of unorganized, unconventional backends, and people kind of just like have their own architecture. It's always different. But like, if a lot of companies are hiring for Django, you should learn Django. Node is highly opinionated, so you can do some crazy stuff. Yeah, very much so. But that's kind of Flask, is it not? If you're saying Flask is the equivalent, then it's kind of unopinionated. Where Django's going to bring heavier conventions into it and a more strict architecture. So I would argue, like, definitely look up what positions are hiring for. Go through like 50 Python positions nearest you if you can and see what they're hiring for. And it's going to branch outside of web dev. Flask is just a web... Oh, it's just a web... Is it an MVC framework, Dewey? I'd be curious how light or heavy it is compared to Django. Yeah, I think the titles give you a decent idea of what each section would... Yeah, I think they do too. It's a pretty big course. But it is broken up quite a bit too. Like you have like 12-minute lessons. You know what I mean? They just broke it up a lot. It's heavily project focused, I think, towards the second half. It has been decreed. Yeah, Don, I think the people would approve of this hackathon idea. Okay. Um, okay, let me think about it. I think I have an idea. I think I have an idea for a project. But like, what is everyone just building the same app? Then we choose like the winner and use it for the community. It's got to be open source, like an MIT license or something like that. But is that what we do? And then what happens with everyone else? Do they just use it as a portfolio project and then scrap? Like we don't use it? I think that's what we would do, right? Oh, it's not? I take that back. Flask is not MVC. Okay, okay, gotcha. You can force it to be MVC, but it's not by default, I don't think. Okay, gotcha. I'll stop talking about Python now because I'm clearly not the expert. No, it's fine. We learned a bit as we had that conversation. Dr. Chuck does a free Django course, covers Django, HTML, CSS, SQL, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and jQuery available. And you could, like, at this point, you could probably just look at the documentation or go with, like, a very tailored solution to Django if you find that that's, you know, required with a lot of Python positions as well. I struggled for a while deciding what to focus on and ended up with analysis paralysis, ultimately deciding to go for this course because it seemed comprehensive. Hope it will provide enough to get me into the industry regardless of pay, and I can continue upskilling once I'm earning. Well, you should, after this course, you should continue upskilling. So don't stop. I wouldn't look at this course like, okay, I finished this course and now I'm just going to go heavy job applications. What you should be doing is working on your own project. Like, this is a pretty heavy course, and I would argue, I don't know if like all of this is necessary. But what you're going to do is transition into building your own projects. And then what you want to do, reconcile, is as you transition into building your own projects, eventually, like if you're going into web dev, you want to focus on building stuff with something like Django if that's marketable. I think you're going to have to take some extra steps to be able to do some proper research as well. And I think that's going to serve you very well. But you got to figure out like what jobs are hiring for in Python. It's pretty extensive. It's going over kind of a lot of your other layers. Database stuff, I'd be curious if it goes over deploying. That's what I wanted. Set up a WSGI server. What's that? Data exploration, so you're going over data stuff, data visualization, aggregate. It has a lot of stuff. But again, the most impressive projects, the portfolio projects, are going to be your own projects and what you decide, what kind of problems you decide to solve. Yeah, this is pretty extensive. I'd say it's very extensive, very extensive. So cafe and website, we have one. Oh, these are just questions. Oh, just random quiz. Okay. Final stretch. I think you're lacking some, getting a little bit more comfortable with, what is it, like an AWS E2 instance or container? What's the label for it? But I think setting up some sort of cloud hosting with that would help. It depends. Like, are you getting into web dev? Should you learn Docker? Should you? EC2, thank you, Dewey. I'm wondering, without diving deep into it, I'm wondering in terms of like yeah, and you might just have to expand past it, but I'm wondering if you're going into web dev, what that setup is going to be like with deployment and creating automations and stuff like that. I don't know how extensive that is for that. All I know, I don't want to do it solo. That way I can learn from others. We could do like a group one, anonymous. I think that would be cool. Just got online has a topic of Louis Rossman's. No, Ruru. But what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, I don't think we got into that. I don't think this course alone will not get you into the industry. What Don's saying right now is true. You need to build, and build basically. It's a lot of building, yeah. I think like this is a pretty extensive course, but the mindset I would have is like, in terms of, I almost think that, is this too much learning without you building your own projects? I don't know, but it does say like professional portfolio project. Are you building? I don't know. Like, are you building this? This is a lot of projects to reinforce what you're learning, but you still want to build that capstone on the side with the skills that you're using. Show companies the types of problems that you want to solve by building, like what problem does that capstone solve? You're going to be much more marketable and interesting to those kind of employers, given that you have the minimum skill set that they're looking for. That's my take on it. Yeah, if anyone else has anything, I feel like 3,000 points is appropriate. I didn't know it was going to be that large. I feel like 3,000 points is appropriate for a curriculum review for sure. But yeah, that's my take on it. Probably more on the server, not server setup, but like the deployment and automation side, not CLI side, the CI/CD side. You're probably going to get more comfortable with in the web dev space, at least. You might have to supplement outside of that course. And then, like, if you're going to web dev, Django, you might have different frameworks depending on which direction you go. Yep. You are welcome. Glad we could help. All right, so we now have so the question of the week. We're going to do one question per week probably. And the question of the week in our Into the Void channel on Discord. And I want to hear you guys type it in chat. If you did not participate, feel free to type it in chat. I want to hear your opinions, but we're going to talk about what you're going to do to survive a zombie apocalypse. And we're going to go over some of the responses, and we're going to see who is well equipped in our community to survive and who isn't. So let's find out. I'm not going to call out names. We're just going over ideas, but this is a really silly song on Twitch to listen to while hold on. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're doing a different song. We're not doing this. Nope. Hold. I am definitely screwed if that happens. I briefly read yours. Learn how to handle, use a firearm. So basically don't pull a Miskiff and Emily. If anyone knows who those two are. I agree. What? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not popping up the YouTube videos that are showing on my feed. What the dude. All right, let's go. Wait, is it playing for you guys? Oh, yeah. There we go. I don't know what this music's gonna be, but it should be good. We'll see. Can we make it a point redemption to show the feed? No. All right, we ready? Is that too loud? How's that? All right, here we go. Gloomy. All right. So, here's the scenario. An ominous news alert flashes across every screen. A fast-spreading virus causes violent, zombie-like attacks has been confirmed. The infection began as scattered incidents, but each new report brings it closer to home. Supermarkets are picked clean. Neighbors throw makeshift barricades across doors and tensions hang thick in the air, though the world hasn't fully unraveled yet. In your heart, you know what this is. The zombie apocalypse has arrived. How are you bracing? Shut up, Dewey. How are you bracing for what comes next? What steps are you taking to prepare when the undead surge spreads? Share your strategies for securing supplies, protecting yourself and maybe those closest to you, deciding when or if you should place your trust in others during this outbreak. You may even think of a strategy months in advance, clinging to the hope that your preparedness will help you survive in the new world to come. All right. So, here is the first response. I live in the Appalachian Mountains. The nearest Walmart is 40 minutes away from me. It's a normal lifestyle here to stock up on foods, raise our own gardens, and have our own livestock. Okay. I'm also pretty pro Second Amendment. Okay, you're going to need that. My plan would be to hunker down. I try to grab my wife's family to get us centralized, and that'd be about it. Just hunker down and wait until the initial surge dies down. I think this is probably one of the best plans that you can have, being on land like this that is self-sustaining. But what happens when the power gets cut? What do you do? I'm wondering how reliant people are going to be on, like, what happens when, like, I don't know how long gas is going to be flowing, but what happens when you have no heat? You have 3 generators and a solar. That will help. If given, okay, so that was one of them, and I think it's pretty solid. We lose power here a lot during the winter, so that's usual. We also have a wood stove. Okay, do you have a lot of trees around you? Got to get a nice van with solar panels. Being in a vehicle that is mobile and has solar panels, that is interesting. So the mobile home people might survive. Okay. All right, next one. If given months of warning, I'd use that time to leave my family. Okay. That way they would stand a chance at surviving. Wow. Okay. Hold on. We need to help this person. No. The goal should be to survive. The goal isn't to run. So no, we got to build some confidence in some people in our Discord. My kid takes after my partner, so is much stronger and faster than me. I have no worries about her surviving. I'd likely watch from a distance for opportunities to help them in the first few days, scavenge and leave stuff in their path, such as in cars, so it looks like people were trying to stock up before having a run. But to be honest, it's likely I'd not be able to follow them along. I just don't have the strength or stamina to keep up in an apocalypse. My partner would likely head to the old forest. He knows bushcraft. It's likely he and my child would find scientific equipment on the way, possibly even hook something up to a wind turbine for power. My partner used to work in a lab with DNA. I'd like to say he'd work with others on finding a cure, but I know him too well. There's no way he would trust anyone who approached when our daughter was with them. Gotcha. Wow, that's kind of sad. That's selfless. That's kind of sad. I'm not even saying it like in an insulting manner. That's like, that makes me sad. So we gotta better prepare our Discord for, these times. But to be fair, this person feels like a very selfless person, very kind person in our community. This response does not surprise me. And then what I did was I challenged this person and I said, It's a sudden outbreak and quickly spreading. You don't have months of a warning. So then the response was, I'd disappear quickly, but my partner knows me quite well, so would likely watch me every minute, which would slow us down. Our kid will probably end up running off, and my partner would have to choose. But it's actually more likely my partner would see the outbreak coming before I realized it was a thing. When COVID was on its way, my partner started preparing for it way before he even landed in London. We locked down after week. After it got there, for me, there wasn't much of a change in life. I'd not been out of the house for a few years anyways. It's why I don't think I'd survive an apocalypse, and staying in the town wouldn't be an option. It's overcrowded. Zombies would be the least of our worries. One thing you have to remember is, like, just because someone is resourceful does not mean they don't need companionship, and that companionship can keep them going. But damn, it's kind of like a dark strategy. Family is on their own. Yeah, I mean, like, I think, yeah, they think that it's gonna hold their family back. Ooh, I think it's just a confidence thing. I think he's using the whole zombie thing to say he wants to leave his family. I don't think so. I actually think it's a confidence thing. I don't know. But, all right, so we keep going. That's interesting. I would probably isolate to avoid infection. Create a makeshift weapon. Out of what, though? I guess you'd have to look around you. Stay inside until all my food supplies ran out. By then, a few months will have gone by. You have 3 months worth of food supplies? How, let's be honest, can you type in chat how much food supplies you would have if you were to bunker down in a zombie apocalypse, like right now? Not like it's going to happen in 6 hours, like right now. How long is your food supplies going to last? Few months. That's crazy. I don't believe it. But if they were still able to perform self-preserving tasks like eating, drinking, sanitation, going to the bathroom in a way that doesn't make them sick, die, then damn, I guess I'll have to lay low. Hopefully all the zombies have decayed. So we're going to assume there is decay. Pray that I'm immune to airborne diseases if I get into a fight with a zombie. Bunker down. Okay, so that's kind of the initial thing, to bunker down. I have about 3 days on hand. I have about a week. 1 day tops? Oh no, Jake, go to the grocery store. You never know, man. 4 days, okay. I think I can make it work for about a week. No. Well, no, my freezer... I don't know when the power would go out. I have food stocked up in my freezer, and I have no generator. I'd say about a week. I've got meat in the freezer for about a year. Need power to keep... Yeah, that's... I don't have a year's worth of food. And canned foods for a year, I'd say. And also... You have canned foods for a year? Damn. I also keep a ton of rice. I need more water stocked up. That's a huge issue for me. Good for you, Walker. You're a little bit more prepared. My freezer just has fruit in it. I'm screwed. Well, Zinka knows. Yeah, I'm a soy boy and don't go to the store. My groceries will be delivered tomorrow. Okay. A lot of us are screwed. Good to know. I appreciate the transparency. I'm a bit screwed myself. But, yeah, Walker seems the most prepared out of all of us. All right. Okay. So... That's pretty crazy for 3 months. No running water, though. Like, I think people... They're going to stay in their homes, but they have no running water. What do you do about that? Like, you're going to get infections on your skin. I think a lot of people want to hunker down, but 3 months? That's crazy. There's no way you're staying in your home for 3 months. You have to seek out kind of like a common shelter. Okay. All right. On to the next person. I think Mel is female, though. Maybe all applies, but just pointing out she might she might need help if I'm wrong. Sorry. She is. I was trying to, like, not do gender just to, like, keep people anonymous, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. Thanks. Thanks for that, Mahan. You outed her. Maybe, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but, like, for the rest of people, let's keep them anonymous. All right, so I would probably isolate to avoid infection, create a makeshift weapon, and stay inside until all food supplies run out. By then, a few months will have gone by, and hopefully all the zombies will have decayed. But if they are still able to perform self-preserving tasks like eating, drinking, sanitation, going to the bathroom in a way that doesn't make them sick die, then damn, I guess I'll have to lay low and pray that I'm immune to auto airborne disease. Wait, I just read this. I'm not even paying attention. All right, we're past that. All right, next one. I would immediately start digging under my property to create a bunker. Interesting. That's going to be a lot of digging. You're going to find a Costco and hold that shit down? Okay. Since the fruit and veggies are home canning like mason jars, yeah, I'm a bit of a paranoid guy. Always love survival and stuff. Okay. I'm prior military and growing up around here just instilled it in me. Okay. Good for you. Good for you. Since the fruit and veggies are planted outside, so we all meet at Walker's is what I'm hearing. What is Walker's? I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'll ask her if she wants to keep it private or not. Like, these are pretty innocent, but, like, I did promise people that their messages were going to self-delete, so I gave people a heads up if they wanted me to not mention their story here, but no one DM me. We'll see. She'll probably be fine with it. Otherwise, I can cut it out of the stream. I don't care. That's not a big deal. I would immediately start digging under my property to create a bunker. A little late, but better late than never. I would enlist my kids to help, and I'd ask my ex to move back in with us because he's a way better survivalist than I am. While they're creating the bunker, I would be fully loaded with my own personal artillery, which is the one thing I am prepared with. Let's go. And I'd gather supplies. Whatever my ex told me we need to, I'd track down. I know this would be every man for himself, so I wouldn't expect anyone to help me. But if someone trustworthy seemed interested in the bunker, then I'd ask them to help gather materials in exchange for shelter. It's a lot of digging, man. It's a lot of digging. I'm wondering if you're, like, out in the middle of nowhere, or you're gonna have houses next to you and people just see you digging. Once in the bunker, we would only venture out in the evenings to hunt because I doubt zombies will have night vision goggles. We would hunt animals and collect water from the nearby stream to be filtered more thoroughly. Once we got back to the bunker, this would be our life until the zombies ate the rest of the world and then eventually died out themselves. Do zombies die out themselves? Is that a thing? Walker. Oh, at Walker's house. I didn't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was dumb. Dang, I gotta head out, but this is super fun. Happy Friday. All right, thanks for joining us, Stewie. Have a good one, man. Happy Friday to you as well. Maybe they starve if they don't eat people? I don't know. Maybe they stopped. I don't. Yeah. I wonder if people know the science of zombies. I wonder if that's been established in any movies. It's something to consider. You would venture out in the evenings to hunt because I doubt zombies have night vision goggles. Do zombies have vision? Or is it by smell? They should actively decay. How long would they last? They do in Stalker? They don't seem to do it in Walking Dead. Maybe they starve if they don't eat people? Maybe. Yeah, I thought they were led by smell. Metabolic process is a weird concept and huge plot hole. And yeah, it is. It is. That's why we gotta, like, Look at the movies. Would love to deep dive into that. Yeah, I don't think it's for vision. All right, so hunker down. Got it. Oh boy, next one. I'd just die, honestly. If I can find a friend to help me survive, since eventually I won't be able to charge my hearing aids, so I'd be deaf. There is a, you know what? There's a deaf woman in Walking Dead. I highly recommend you look up her strategy. I do appreciate the honest answers. So it's mostly isolation. If I could stock up some battery-powered generator and a makeshift weapon. The hearing aids, though, I wonder how long they last. Do you have to charge them, or is it battery? At least my sister started to plant some fruit and vegetables outside. Okay, that's a start. This person accepted their fate early. There's a new 28X coming out, 28 years. Now they are still a threat. Oh, for the zombies? Okay. So they last 18 hours, but is it chargeable or is it battery? With a battery... I guess it doesn't... 18 hours isn't that much. Yep, accepted the fate early, for sure. Okay. All right. All right, so I used to prep, but haven't focused on it for years, and definitely haven't accounted for having a toddler and a baby. That's going to be tough when you have kids. So, it happening right now, I'd be pretty ill prepared, to be honest. First, I'd go to the smallest or nearest small store, Dollar General, just a block away, make sure it's not swarmed with people before going in and getting as many gallons of water as I can. Okay, so aiming for a small store because you probably assume people are going to go to bigger stores. That's going to be taken. Non-perishables like canned food, rice, salt, dried beans, instant coffee, peanut butter, etc. Medications like aspirin. Yep, medications. Ibuprofen, acetaminophen, and first aid supplies. So Tylenol, first aid supplies. Other survival items like string, waterproof matches. This person's knowledgeable. Any knives they may have, and put it all in as many totes as I can fit in the back of our truck. Go home and get our bug out bag or tote packed with the above plus stuff we already have, like flashlights, battery, water purifiers, blankets, whistles, fire starters, and other stuff for the kids like diapers and wipes. That's going to be the big thing. Diapers and wipes. We saw what happened with COVID. Those were non-existent. Collect all of it and put it in the room with the fewest windows. Barricade all windows with a broken down pallet. Would I have? Not sure how I would have, or I could utilize our empty above ground pool. Other than rainwater collections. That's interesting, but something tells me it'll be useless. Use, yeah, kind of like a well. Use any remaining pallet wood to strengthen any weak points around the house, or barricade up the doors that lead. Do you have, like, remaining pallets? Broken down pallet wood, barricade all wood. Where are you getting that? Where are you getting that? I don't know about that. Use any remaining pallet wood to strengthen any weak points around the house, or barricade up the doors that lead to under our house. I need to choose to utilize a space above our house, like an attic, but it's just crawl space, or below, also crawl space, but both places aren't heated and the bottom isn't insulated, so it'd be stupid cold. Definitely safer, though. We live by a river, too, so if there's no water at the store, I can always go fill up as many gallons or containers of water from that and just purify it. We can also consider the river a possible escape route. Should our house be compromised, since we have a raft? This is the first time we've heard of an escape route. And water will likely be a great defense. We have guns, several machetes, baseball bats, so weapons would be secure already. Wait the first week out, then hunt for more supplies and possibly begin to cultivate veggies indoors to plant outside when it gets warmer. Our backyard is fenced, but not well. Wood is super old, so I'd have to find a way to reinforce that. We have a generator, but in case we don't have access to it, always I'd open maps on my phone and draw a map of our exit points from the city as well as where stores, gas stations are. I know my town well. That's useful, but you never know. I don't have any maps in the house either. What do you guys think about that strategy? You can have battery or rechargeable. Mine is rechargeable battery. Lasts like 12 or so hours, but I can restock. Okay. You'd probably have to use that sparingly. World zombie apocalypse started. Me, guess I'm gone. Carry on. Case of an emergency, who needs food? Let's stock up on toilet paper. Yep. Yep. I think this is very well thought out, and I like the escape route, but I think knowing your town is going to be useful. And I think probably, if you know your town, you probably know people in your town. I think that's going to be the big thing. But no one is talking about collaboration. I noticed that. People are always like, there was one that was talking about collaboration if they were trustworthy, but no one's really talking about making connections. That's interesting. It's very interesting. All right, here we go. I live in the 4th most populated city in America. And this is the last one. So let's be real, my odds aren't good. One perk I have is being on the top floor with only one entrance accessible. So I would need to bar that up fast. Yes, my patio could be grapple hooked. So booby traps would need to be laid out there as well. Who's going to have a grapple hook, though? What would be an example of a booby trap? I have a lot of grocery stores in my vicinity, but they would be ransacked quick. So I would have better odd by holding in the unit till people started. Okay. Abandon... You don't have any food, though. Abandoning, dying off another unit and scavenging at another time. Evacuating would be near impossible with traffic, so again, I would have to hold out till the herd was called. Realistically, I would have to do some immoral stuff to survive. We are Texans, so defenses are plenty in my household. I would, I like that, I'm Texan. I would filter as much water from the faucet in every container I had till the water was cut off. I like it. Start filtering early until the water is cut off. That is a really good strategy. I would have to figure out food rations. It would get pretty dark pretty fast if I want to survive long enough to evacuate, but that would be my plan. Who doesn't have a grapple hook? Like spikes, booby traps. You have cat food? So spikes and booby traps. Like spikes. What are you going to use to build spikes? There has been no mention of sterno heaters. I'm suspicious of solutions. What are sterno heaters? Yeah, I don't know how nutritious cat food is for humans. Water is super important. I do like that. That water thing was a really, really good idea. Cat food smells better. Broken furniture. Then you would have no furniture to sit on. But that's true. My cat seems fine. I don't think it works like that for humans, though. You know what? Go prove us wrong, Zinka. Go eat some cat food for a day. Tell us if you feel sustained. That plan scares me because they are barricading on the top floor of an APT building that leaves the entire lower half full of zombie potential. Also, would others band together with a purge? I think anarchy would go into effect quickly during this. Yes. They're gonna get... Yes. Yes. Yeah. Law enforcement is gonna try to keep the peace, but eventually peace might come from more established groups, if it even comes, but anarchy is bound to come at some point. My husband, I'm not saying he's not fine, but is it sustenance? Is it nutritious? I'm not saying you're going to die from eating it. I would just get a little bit more than cat food. That's all I'm saying, right? You know, maybe a couple weeks worth of food. You did say that. This is true. All right, I like these. These are good. These are fun. What would I do? I don't know. I didn't even think of that. I'm not ready for it. What I would probably do is I would drive over to a friend of mine who is in Indiana, who has way more guns than I do. And it's a stockpile. He is well set up for defense. But he does have food prepared. He can make his own bullets. Yeah, he essentially is like, focuses on manufacturing ammo and stuff like that. I would probably try to get people that I love over to his place, and I know, I think, you know, you never know, but I think he would open us with open arms, depending on how many people I brought. It would have to be very slim. But honestly, I would drive to his house. That's my solution. I think I would probably visit some smaller convenience stores to see what I can pick up, but it would be like bringing not just non-perishables, but it would be bringing a lot of stuff to bunker down at his house. I don't know. I got a crawl space, but I have multiple openings in my home. I got pretty solid windows, and like I have a lot of like electronic detection in my home for break-ins and stuff like that. But you know, when the power goes out, it's I don't know how long that's gonna last. I don't have a generator, so there are parts of that system that'll fail. But I think it's like the phone service might go out, so it's driving to places. I think a lot of people would bunker down, and it'd be driving to places to visit people that are close. Obviously, bringing my weapon with me to just bring it in the car, go to a couple different locations of people I know, and yeah, head to my buddy's place. That's my solution. He doesn't really have a garden. He doesn't have vegetables. He doesn't have animals. But I do think we could offer to, like, there's a lot of farmland around him, and he knows neighbors, and I think him offering, even me offering, like, protection with weapons to trade for potential food, or something that's going to be a little bit more self-sustaining that neither of us are going to have, I think is going to be the way to go. I don't know how long we're going to last. I don't know how long I'm going to last, and I have no idea if, like, he might, like, I've known him since I was a child, but he might, you know, sometimes when shit hits a fan, you never know how people are going to react, and he might be like, nope, no one is coming in but my family. So that's my chance at survival. And if that doesn't work, I don't know. I'd have to think more thoroughly about that. Could our cat hunt for birds? I don't know. Sterno was and still is a brand of a solid heater fuel. Oh, they actually be like a can of tuna size with a jelly heating source, and you put the stuff rack above it. That's interesting. I've never heard of that. Sterno is also silent or super duper quiet, so it'd be great for noise reduction. Really? Well, I don't have that right now, so I wouldn't be able to use it. But anyways, yeah. This is fun. I appreciate everyone participating in this. I hope more people do next time. Go ahead and turn the music off. But yeah, that was good. That was really good. Go ahead. Play this. This song was not appropriate for that. Not appropriate. That was serious conversation right there. So I think we figured out that, like, most of us, we just hope a zombie apocalypse doesn't happen, because the people that have kind of been laughing at society saying, or the people that have been laughed at and been bunkering down and even might have a bunker on their property, thinking, other catastrophes, like they might be a little bit more well set up than we are. We did survive. All right, guys. That's fun. I appreciate this. The conversation is going to be closed. I'll open the new one up on Monday, but on Monday, we're going to finish this course. We're going to knock it out on Boot.dev. No, Anonymous, you did not. To be fair, a lot of us would. But, yeah. We'll finish up the Boot.dev stuff on Monday, and then we jump into Git, and we just continue pushing forward. So anyways, thanks everyone. Good conversation. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the subs. We're at like 20 subs now. Appreciate the follows. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Maybe stock up on some food. And I'll see you guys next week. We have enough for... Yeah, we have enough for a raid. I'll stop on YouTube, and we'll go ahead and raid on Twitch. All right, take care, guys. Happy coding.